Counts Customs works hand in hand with Borla to build a 1962 Kellison for this year's SEMA show here in Las Vegas. What's happening, my friends out in YouTubeville? It's Danny, the Count Koker here. I have a late update for you. If you remember a while back, we were talking about that 1962 Kellison that we were going to start building here at Counts Customs. And it's been an awfully long time since I've updated you on the car. There's a few reasons why. We've been kind of keeping it under wraps because this car is on its way to SEMA 2019, and therefore it's going to be revealed there to the public. So I kind of wanted to make sure that I didn't really show too much or talk too much, and since it's basically SEMA time as we speak, I can talk about the car. Car has been really coming out fantastic. First thing that I want you to know is this car had already been through the years stripped of the original power plant and things like that were in it. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no rules as to what I was going to put under the hood and drivetrain and things like that with this car. So that you know, the way I saw this car when I first got it, I liked it a lot. I thought it had cool styling cues. I thought it had a lot of neat things about it. But there were things that I visually saw about this car that I wanted to make cooler and that I really wanted to make my own. And I saw a particular flavor with this car. The particular flavor that I saw with this car was I wanted it to reflect visually a vintage 60s foreign type of sports car. When you look at it, I really see a lot of those lines in it, whether it be something along the lines of old vintage Jag or Aston Martin or Ferrari or anything along those lines. Even though this is an all-American car, it really had a lot of those type of lines to it and vibe to it. So that was really what I was going for in the build of this car. And when you see it in the finished product, you'll see what I'm talking about.
You know, this car is cool, it's crazy, but it's 50-something years old worth of fiberglass, old fiberglass. They didn't fiberglass the stuff like we do today, so I've had to constantly search for stress cracks, dig them out, reglass them, dig them out, reglass them. So there was a big crack right here because one of the body mounts was broke up front. So this car was flexing, it was cracking, we were panicking, man. Got the body mount fixed. Inlaid some nice hardwood, I believe it's oak, and did like the old dog bone technique right here. Now, I'll continue back over it with some new fresh glass. You'll never even know what's in there. And is it strong? Man, it's strong again, man. It's not going anywhere. So now back here on the rear section of the car, you see all these crazy wood things that I made here, right? It's just regular MDF like we built speaker boxes and everything else out of here. But these are templates. This is gonna be chrome trim for around all of the windows. Both sides, the rear, and the front windshield. Why? Because this car had nasty, ugly, big, fat, generic rubbers that did not look appealing to a high-end, expensive kit car. So if you can imagine this as chrome, man, how much is nicer is that gonna be versus a big black rubber dookie thing right there? Now, the last time you looked at this car, there was like a 68 Charger chrome gas cap thing right here, right? As you can see, There's no hole, there's no evidence of anything being in it anymore. Why? We're putting bigger tires on it. Which brings me to the next thing. Once we get the bigger tires on it, we're gonna wide body this thing. Well, we're calling it a wide body to flare the fenders, if you would.
I want to give a giant shout out to Van Steel suspension components. This Kellison has a Corvette frame that's been stretched, extended, and it was an all Corvette suspension, but I wanted to update all of that. So got all of these components from Van Steel to completely modernize the suspension on this car. Not only does it modernize the suspension for much better handling, but it also took a ton of weight off of the car as well. There was a really large area behind the front wheel and the doors. That part of the front fender area there was just a big space, too much body, nothing there to break it up. Back in the day, Kellison offered, side vents, things like that. I looked at several different types of options for side vents, and nothing that I really dug that really spoke to me. I do love the 1955 Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing and the SLR. Those side vents are fantastic. So we mimicked our version of putting those type of side vents into this car. It's all handmade right here. Ghetto Bob did a great job. Also a big shout out, the interior of this car, we went crazy. It's just the most beautiful, all black leather, custom made seats, custom made console, custom made luggage area, all reflecting that vintage 60s European, what is this car? So let's talk now about the drivetrain on the car.
Man, look at that. Oh yeah.
Beautiful LS3 engine, a magnificent 4L80 trans. Had to really modify the tunnel in the car to make everything fit, but we made it all fit. Working with Borla, who is really known for mainly their exhaust components. It's got an all Borla exhaust setup on it. They have also been doing a ton of induction systems that are stunningly beautiful, old school looking. We've done the whole Borla setup on it, working with Borla on this car, and it's pushing 530 horsepower out of the car right now, and again taking off a ton of weight. Of course, I had to paint it a particular color. Under the hood, that modern engine looks to be very vintage when you see it. The exhaust system, even though it's modern, looks to be very vintage. The car screams vintage 60s European something when you look at it. I promise, after it's completely revealed at SEMA, it will be in the Borla booth at SEMA. So for those of you that can go to SEMA, check it out there. After it's revealed there, I'm going to do another updated video where I'm not going to tease you with some of the images that you've seen. I'm really going to let you look at the car from front to back, top to bottom, and check this baby out. I'm extremely personally proud of this car. In my opinion, I think it's one of the most beautiful cars that we've built here at Accounts Customs. The images, I hope, will really capture the beauty of this car. But on top of the beauty of this car, please understand the concept behind the build on this car, what I was looking to do with this car. There's no badging on this car at all. So when people see this thing, they're looking at it going, well, what in the world is this? And they really feel that this is some sort of a vintage ride from, you know, a foreign land from back in the day. So I hope you guys dig it. Thanks for bearing with me on the update. I know it's been a long time. There's more coming, but in the meantime, be digging on this ride. Feel free to subscribe to this Counts Customs YouTube channel. I'm gonna keep bringing you cool stuff that we're doing behind the scenes here all the time. I'm gonna keep showing you cool rides. I'm gonna keep bringing you cool people, and we're gonna keep doing cool things right here. Counts Customs YouTube channel, subscribe. It's free. What do you got to lose? Nothing. So enjoy this, tell all the cool kids about it, and promise you, you're gonna dig this Kellison when you see it done. Thanks for checking in.